All right, people, what is going on? This is episode number 29 of the VF Cast. I am VF Baller, and it's just a lot has been going on this week. A lot been going on, especially for me in general. I was pretty much a little bit under the weather this week. Went to work a little extra, came back home, and I just had a whole bunch of body aches. I mean, luckily it wasn't, what everybody think, that people catch nowadays. My body was just lethargic. Like I could not do anything. And I think I also told on my other channel about the heartburn that I had in my chest after eating my wife's chili. Oh man, that stuff is so delicious, but she don't want to make nothing for me anymore because of my indigestion. But that's another story for another day. But I just have been feeling really, really bad for like the last maybe 2.5 days. I mean, I'm fine now, but man, I just try to go to work a little and do a little extra, make a couple hours or whatever the case may be, and then all of a sudden it's like, man, my body just felt like it didn't want to do anything. But no, but I'm good now. Everything is good, and we got a couple of things that I want to talk about today as far as gaming and not so much gaming, I guess. So we'll go through them. Go through all of that. Welcome to the VF Cast. I am VF Baller. Over here, I basically talk about the gaming side of things. I mean, my other channel is the First and Frame Rate Show, where I talk about Atlanta Falcons and Georgia Southern football. And this is the channel that I usually like just talk about the game and stuff because I do a lot of gaming. And we're going to talk about the Xbox One, their ending production of the Xbox One. What does that mean? I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on the Xbox One. Also, we'll talk about this thing with G4TV. Like, what in the hell is going on over there, and why is it happening? It's just really, it's really ridiculous, to be honest with you. And I'm going to talk about that as well, and give you my thoughts and opinions on it. And why not? We can just go ahead and start talking about that in itself. Well, this woman named Frost. I don't really follow G4TV as much anymore. I mean, I remember back in the day when they had Attack of the Show, and they actually had a television. They had a television network or something like that, and I used to watch it every now and then. It was pretty cool, but now they're back, and this woman named Frost basically put it out there that women are being abused and they shouldn't be eye candy and all this other stuff, and men are terrible, gamers are terrible, they're sick of the abuse. I mean, it's just, and it seems like every time when it seems like she tried to make a statement in gaming and somebody attacks her on it, or not necessarily attacks her, if they just try to say that, well, you're wrong and this is not correct, or they try to say something, it goes back to the sexism thing, like, well, you're saying this because I'm a woman, or whatever the case may be. I mean, I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole on her end, because I'm gonna be honest, I chose not to go down that rabbit hole to figure out everything that is happening with G4TV. But I will say that what they're doing is archaic. That format that they're trying to use does not really work anymore in the entertainment space. What they've been doing lately, as far as after once they rebooted for the past couple of months, it just shows it's just not sustainable based on the way things are now. I mean, you got people that, like me and others, get on YouTube, do a much better job at putting out information as far as video games, culture, pop culture, just things that goes on within social media. That you got other YouTubers that just do it a lot better than the format that they're trying. I mean, the format that they're trying to just is pretty much outdated. And it shows, because you do have people who watch, but it's nowhere near where you would think it'd be. G4TV has a pretty big name to itself. I mean, it's G4TV, so therefore you're going to attract some people to watch, because G4TV has a lot of I guess you could say at this point some type of nostalgia. But when you're running that type of format, there's just way too many people out here that has a camera and a microphone, and some of these people have like very creative production, very creative ideas, and they do a phenomenal job. I'm just a guy that's sitting here with a camera, a ring light, and a computer and a mic, and I'm just sitting here just talking commentary, and a lot of people prefer this style of just information or this style of entertainment over what they're doing, because like I said, that's why a lot of people just don't really watch TV anymore. I mean, like for me, I don't. I think outside of sports, I like have no use for like television in general. I mean, I watch football or basketball or whatever the case may be, and anything else, I will get all my information off of the internet, YouTube, or if it's like local television, I may watch like for the news or whatever. So I mean, it's just not really sustainable for what they're doing, and as far as the women side of things, and I don't think I will say this. I don't think this is going to ruffle any feathers. What I'm about to say, but we all know this. I'm a married man, and I love my wife, and we know how most married men know how women act and react to certain things. We know it. A lot of us married men just keep our head down and don't say nothing, because we know, all right, that's my wife, okay, that's my niece, that's my daughter, or whatever the case may be. When just by natural causes, men tend to do things, women tend to do things, and it just goes out that way. Now, there's times where it's going to intertwine. Let's say, for instance, video games, for instance. My wife loves to play video games, but she does not try to intertwine to the point where it's, trying to assert herself into the gaming world. And I think a lot of women that are in video games, they don't try to assert themselves. They just play games. They don't try to push. Like, I'm saying, this is just the majority. They don't try to push themselves onto people when it comes to getting into other genres that are mostly male dominant. When they try to get in, when they get in, they just live off their merit. Now, there are some men out here that are really, they're really assholes. Now, I'll be the first one to admit it. They're really big time assholes, and they will really try to diminish what a woman says or do in this space. Now, I'm not really talking about them, because to be honest, I feel that is a minority situation. Uh this is not a widespread problem. I would say that I don't think this is a widespread problem where you just have a bunch of nerdy ass, stupid ass men that's always attacking women just because they're women. I don't believe that. I think a lot of men that are in not only just the video game space, but in the sports world, because that's another area that I'll talk about in a second. Sports world or any other type of male dominant world. Most men, for the most part, most men invite women into the space, and usually when this claim is made is because one or two things. You either have uh the minority of the jerks getting the biggest voice, or you may have, and this happens, and we all know this happens, or you may have a female that comes in really honestly don't know what they're talking about, and everybody knows that they don't know what they're talking about. And it's okay if you don't know what you're talking about. If you don't know, you don't know. But the thing is, they don't know what they're talking about, and they refuse to be corrected. And when they are corrected, then it's flipped around to say that, okay, you're attacking me. So those two avenues kind of get lumped together, because now when you try to correct or say something, to a female about, okay, babe, this is not right. You may want to fix that. You're immediately lumped into the assholes that are just go back to the kitchen type of dudes, and it's not fair, and it that's why the situation, not just with G4TV, but just in all aspects of where there's a more of a male dominant presence in a hobby, you always have these type of situations to where you just can't you just can't live amongst each other and just say, hey, we're going to try to I'm trying to put this in the right context. You just can't have a situation where we all just can get along and just move on together. And it doesn't have to be, I'm attacking you because of your gender, or I'm not attacking you. You just think I'm attacking you because I'm trying to correct you. It's just it feels that, and for me, I feel like I just feel like it just needs to become a time where we all just need to understand, hey, look, you want to do this, and this as far as this gaming space, or whether it be in sports or whatever it is that's male dominant, you want to do this, and this, that's fine. But we need to come together as a collective to actually try to, work it together and help one another. Because if you're coming into a space that is more dominant, or that's male dominant, and you are not getting everything correct, we need to find a way to correct one another without getting so defensive. Or you need to find a way to help one another, so everybody can continue to get better. Because I think that's one thing, like a lot of people are just so afraid to say stuff, even if they know that it's wrong, because they don't want to get the backlash. Or of like saying, "Oh, you're attacking something." No, no, I'm not trying to attack anybody. I'm just like, look, this is wrong, you know. And it's like this whole thing with this thing with Frost or whatever, and she's saying stuff about Xbox, and she's saying stuff about play. Okay, that's fine. I mean, that always happens. That's console war stuff. I don't care about her being right or wrong about that. I mean, that's her opinion. I don't care about that. But what I don't like is women feel like they're untouchable when they're just saying factually incorrect stuff, and they don't want to be called out on it. And it is a way about going and saying things without being disrespectful, or going about a way of saying things without being hurtful or mean. And I think that's where we need to start learning how to talk. And if they decide to take it the wrong way, I don't know what to tell them at that point. It's like, look, you can clearly see that I'm not doing what you think I'm doing. I'm not attacking you. I'm not attacking anything. My main thing is like, look, this needs to be, corrected. You know what I'm saying? And as far as women and eye candy, I mean, that's just a whole nother issue. I'm not even gonna go into that because of, man. I mean, what woman that you don't want to be eye candy? I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't have a problem with Frost or any feminist type of woman that has those type of looks. I don't have a problem with it. But me personally, I mean, I tell my wife all the time, I want you to be looking kind of good sometimes. I love the way my wife looks. I think she's beautiful, and it's good to see that type of stuff on TV. I mean, is I don't know. I just don't know. I just say women, women, you all are beautiful inside and out. You always will be, no matter what anybody says. You are amazing human beings, and without y'all, will be nothing. But on the flip side of that, we have to work together in all situations, whether it be regular life, social media, gaming, sports, all other type of genres, all other types of aspects, all other aspects of life. We need to work together, and all this, um, this versus this helps no one. I mean, you end up imploding doing that. I mean, you can't alienate people and expect to continue to flourish. I mean, isn't this the one big deal about being all inclusive? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't try to get into all of this, but it's just that we just have to understand that we have some amazing people in this world, and we just need to continue to show that good side in things, and not worry about the minority of assholes that always trying to attack people for being who they are. I mean, I thought we kind of got past that a while back, but nevertheless, that's just pretty much my rant about the whole G4TV thing. I feel that at the end of the day, we just need to find more of a balance to take care of one another, love one another. All this stuff about you just can't let the minority win, because it's the minority that's doing all of this foolishness. It is not a widespread thing that people are just attacking women just because. I mean, I have a whole bunch of women that I know that plays video games. Hell, I had one on this show. You know what I'm saying? I had one on this show that I interviewed a while back. You can go check out the interview I had with Mary Mommy. It was a it was a great interview. Me and Amber Simone, great interview, and she's very knowledgeable in gaming, and it's and that's what it's about. But I don't know. Let's jump over here to the next topic. Xbox One ceased production. They stopped making Xbox Ones at the end of 2020. What are my thoughts about that? I'm gonna be honest. I really never found too much of an attachment to the Xbox One as far as a console. Now, my favorite game on the Xbox One is for Forza Motorsport 5. Forza 5 is a great racing game, and it's probably my favorite game on the of the Xbox One generation. Yes, there was other games that I did like, but I just, even though I played a lot of that game and I still play it to this day, I never felt an attachment to none of the Xboxes, whether it be the Xbox One, Xbox One S, or the Xbox One X. I just felt like it was that the last generation just felt so bland. It felt very bland. It just felt like there was no real attachment to a console. Both of those consoles, like whether it be the PS4 or the Xbox One, they just felt like of just regular boxes with no identity, and they just played games. And I just never could find myself attached to any of those, in either one of those consoles. Like the PlayStation 3, it felt to me it had a uniqueness to it, and I still love my PS3 to this day. Xbox 360, I mean, what more can you say about 360? I mean, a phenomenal console which had its own unique identity. When you look at even going further back, the original Xbox, PlayStation 2, GameCube, those consoles had a uniqueness to them. Even now with the Xbox Series and PS5, those consoles have gone back to the uniqueness of what they used to be. And that's what makes it so awesome. But for some reason, the Xbox One and the PS4 lacked those type of those the type of charm and identity that you would normally would see in a console. There's this one reason why I still love, like, my other kind of, why I still collect consoles, because I mean, you look right behind me, you look at the Dreamcast. I mean, what the Dreamcast looks so unique. You know what I mean? It's so awesome to have. I mean, the Sega Saturn is so unique. Like down here, I have my GameCube and all this other. It's just, I don't know. It's just with the Xbox One. It's just, I don't know. It just, I mean, even with the Series S, I mean, even though it's a discless console, which I'm not a big fan of, it does feel like it has a unique identity about itself, and it's literally like a box that plays games, not like the Xbox One, which you actually use disc in. There is a discless Xbox One, but even with the Series S, it does have its own type of identity, which is pretty cool. And but I don't miss much. And it's not like I'm not missing much of the Xbox One. I'm not really sure. I guess sometime down the road it will become a collector's item. I don't, and me, I like to collect stuff. I like to collect it, but I don't. I'm not sure if I would go back to collect the Xbox One. I collect for it. I don't know. Because even when I had the Xbox One, I mean, even when I have the Xbox One, I just have no desire to go buy any of the games. Just does it. They just don't feel like something to collect for. Like I have a lot of games behind me, but the Xbox One, I may have like six. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I got a few games right here, but I don't, I don't feel compelled to collect for the Xbox One like I did for the other ones, and I probably won't either. So, it was a good run. I think the Xbox One has a phenomenal library. I think the library is cool, but you can play that library now on Game Pass now. So, just at the end of the day, do I recommend getting it? I think you should pick one up if you really like games, but I don't know I just don't know the actual replay value of the Xbox One. I mean, this whole situation with the CMOS battery thing, the Xbox and Microsoft has not addressed that yet, unlike Sony has. Maybe they will, but I'm not sure. It's just not the same collecting for consoles like it used to be, because Sony was at one point we was about to have a paperweight for the PS4 and the PS5 until they fixed the CMOS battery thing. But so I don't know if it's going to be viable to actually collect for it. You're going to have some people that do it, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with it or whatever the case may be. I just think that for me, I don't think it'll be a good idea for me. But I guess for others, you may find some other way to have fun with collecting, because there's some pretty cool games on the Xbox One. Also, all the Xbox One games do play on the Xbox Series X. So if you can find an X, you probably may not even want the console in itself. You may just want to buy the games and play them on your Xbox Series X. But that's pretty much it for me for this episode. I know I probably was all over the place with this G4TV thing and with this women and gaming and how should we treat each other. I may be all over the place. You may not like what I had to say. I don't know. I really don't know what to say about that. I just gave you my thoughts and opinions. At the end of the day, we should just treat each other as such. Be nice. Be nice. Love one another. Don't be an asshole. Don't be an asshole. Just don't be an asshole. But at the same time, you should be able to correct anybody for being wrong. And if you are correcting somebody for being wrong, and if you get the backlash saying, "Oh, you're this and that," just don't, whatever. Because my thing is like, look, you can call me whatever you want, for me speaking my mind. But one thing, we know what's true and what's not true. And we just leave it at that. You know what you are. Just be respectful. That's all you have to do. Just be respectful in whatever you say or do. Because people going to label you no matter what. With that being said, Xbox, it was a good run. I'm probably going to play some Forza 5 on my Xbox Series S, because I did put it on there. And it runs pretty good. Other than that, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to watch me some football. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys on the next one. And that'll be episode number 30. Man, we're just moving right along with the VF cast, huh? All right, y'all. Y'all be easy. Y'all be blessed. Peace.